Hello and welcome to SatTV Week, the news programme for the international satellite industry. This week, Helen Jameson talks to Leroy Chow, Executive Vice President, Excalibur Almaz and former astronaut. James Shortland reports on ESA's thumbs up for the Skylon spaceplane. And Tricia Jones has the launch news, but first here's Carrie-Anne with the news headlines.
Inmarsat has completed a successful trial of IPv6 services across its BGAN network. The trial was undertaken with technology partner Thrane & Thrane. IPv6 is the next generation version of the Internet Protocol, the system by which information is transferred across networks. Supported by ESA and the UK's Technology Strategy Board, Inmarsat has now successfully completed an initial study on the feasibility of supporting IPv6 services across the BGAN network, which delivers mobile broadband services for use on land, at sea and in the air. MultiChoice Africa and Eutelsat, supported by Mindset Learn, have launched a Pan-African student competition called the DSTV Eutelsat Star Awards. It is hoped the awards will inspire innovative thinking among secondary and high school students to create awareness on how science and technology can be applied to everyday life, and to show the many ways that satellites already impact on the development of the African continent. The competition is open to students in 42 countries who have to write an essay or design a poster on satellite technology and how it can assist further development of their communities, country or the African continent. Country winners will go on to compete at international level, with the overall winner invited to see a live rocket launch and to visit Eutelsat's satellite installations in France.
Carrie-Anne will be back later with more news. Excalibur Almaz is an international commercial space exploration company based in the Isle of Man, a British Crown dependency located in the Irish Sea. The company has recently taken delivery of two partially completed Almaz space stations from Russia, which it will be displaying to the public on June 18. Helen recently spoke to the company's executive VP and started by asking him the reasons behind the public display.
Yes, well, Excalibur Almaz Limited is incorporated in the Isle of Man, and so it made sense when we had purchased these space station frames to go ahead and bring them over to the Isle of Man, because there was a location in Derby that was favorable for storing them. And so we thought it'd be good to have an event to show the public, all the people there, what this was all about, and also to invite the media to learn more about our program, both about the space stations as well as the reusable reentry vehicles.
And how important do you feel it is to open up dialogue with the public on the space industry?
Well, I think communication is always the key to good relations, and as an Isle of Man company, we want to have good relationships with the local people on the island, as well as with everyone, really. And so that's the purpose of having a day for the local people to come in, the public to come in, and also having a media day for the media to come in to learn more about our program. We feel that communication is the key. I mean, it sounds like a cliche, but it really is true. The more you are transparent and communicate, the better the relationships are going to be.
And as a former astronaut yourself, and someone who is still heavily involved in the sector today, how do you see the future of the commercial space industry?
Well, the commercial space industry is very exciting. I was a member of the White House appointed panel 2 years ago who reviewed the U.S. human spaceflight plans and helped to put together options for the new administration. And one of the most exciting and controversial parts of the new space policy that was rolled out last year is the emphasis on helping commercial companies get a foothold and try to take over the transportation business between the surface of the Earth and the International Space Station. The idea is then that would free up NASA resources to explore farther beyond low Earth orbit. So what you're seeing here is, I think, the beginning of a lot of activity in the commercial space sector, and Excalibur Almaz hopes to be right there in the thick of it.
Leroy, thank you very much indeed for your time today.
Sea Launch will launch the Intelsat 18 satellite later this year. IS-18 is one of 10 star Geocom satellites ordered by Intelsat and will carry a C-band and Ku-band payload. Located in an orbital slot at 180 degrees east longitude, its C-band will serve Eastern Asia, the Pacific and the Western United States. and its Ku band will serve French Polynesia, Eastern Australia and the United States. The satellite will be lofted to an optimised geosynchronous transfer orbit using the reliable Zenit 3 SLB vehicle launching from Site 45 at the Zenit Launch Complex, located within the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Sea Launch has also resumed shipments of Zenit 3 SL hardware in preparation for its return to sea operations. A two-stage Zenit 2S booster is currently in transit by sea to Sea Launch's home port facilities in Long Beach, California, where launch vehicle integration and combined operations take place when it arrives on July 12th. Kel Carlson, president of Sea Launch, said the company has 10 Zenit 3SLs on order, covering requirements for missions 31 through 40, which will satisfy existing and future customer requirements for launches through the end of 2013. Now here's Tricia with more launch news.
Thaicom has chosen SpaceX to launch the new Thaicom 6 telecom satellite from its Cape Canaveral launch site in the second quarter of 2013. Thaicom is the 8th non-US customer manifested for upcoming flights aboard the Falcon 9. Elon Musk, SpaceX's CEO, told SatTV Week that the deal highlights the confidence that satellite operators have in SpaceX capabilities, and that it is the latest example of the effect SpaceX is having on the international commercial launch market. The Thaicom 6 satellite is designed to serve the growing satellite television market in South and Southeast Asia, as well as Southern Africa. Built by Orbital Sciences Corporation, the satellite will operate from 78.5 degrees east and carry 18 C-band and 8 Ku-band transponders. Thaicom 6 is planned to be in service by the middle of 2013. NASA's new Pratt & Whitney J2X rocket engine, which could power the upper stage of a future heavy-lift launch vehicle, is ready for its first round of testing. The fully assembled engine was installed last week in the A2 test stand at the agency's Stennis Space Center in Mississippi. Beginning in mid-June, the engine will undergo a series of 10 test firings that will last several months. The test stand, which supported the Space Shuttle main engine project, has been modified to accommodate the J2X engine's different shape. In addition to the structural, electrical and plumbing modifications, a new engine start system was installed and control systems were upgraded on the stand. The liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen transfer lines that dated back to the 1960s were replaced. Fueled by liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, the J2X engine will generate 294,000 pounds of thrust in its primary operating mode to propel a spacecraft into low Earth orbit. Communic Asia 2011. Asia's largest knowledge-based ICT platform is the most recognised one-stop knowledge platform for digital multimedia and entertainment technology.
A recent ESA report commissioned by UK Space Agency finds no impediments to the further development of reaction engine Skylon reusable spaceplane. James has the story.
Skylon is an 82-metre long, unpiloted, reusable, single-stage to orbit spaceplane designed to provide reliable access to space while delivering payloads of up to 15 tonnes into LEO at about 1/50th of the cost of traditional expendable launch vehicles. Skylon Sabre engines use liquid hydrogen combined with oxygen from the air at altitudes up to 26 kilometres and speeds of up to Mach 5 before switching over to onboard liquid oxygen for the final stage of ascent. The technical assessment concluded that it could not find anything that would prevent the proposed next stage of the development programme of both Skylon and its Sabre engine being successful. Reaction engines will conduct an important demonstration of the engine's key pre-cooler technology later in the summer. Dr. David Parker, Director of Technology, Science and Exploration at the UK Space Agency, told SatTV Week that both Sabre and Skylon are exciting new technologies which could transform access to space. He said that ESA's positive assessment should give everyone increased confidence the reaction engines are on the right track, and the team was looking forward to the upcoming technology tests with interest. The Skylon System Requirement Review, which was held in September last year, was attended by almost 100 international aerospace experts who posed questions and made comments on Skylon's technical and economic feasibility. The review ended with a consensus that no technical or economic impediments to the development of Skylon or Sabre had been found.
The Satellite Interference Reduction Group, the global industry organisation dedicated to combating the increasing and costly problem of satellite radio frequency interference, and the GVF are to develop initiatives to combat satellite interference. Both groups will lobby to address the cause of interference, as well as taking measures to reduce occurrences through carrier IDs and promoting a system of type approval or system characterisation. And now here's Carrie-Anne with more news.
Harris Caprock Communications has been chosen by Odgel Drilling to deliver turnkey VSAT comms to 7 of its mobile offshore drilling rigs and drill ships currently operating in the North Sea and Africa, as well as those under construction in South Korea. Communications for 3 of the rigs are new contracts and the other 4 are renewals. The contracts are valued at approximately $13 million, including options. Harris Caprock will deploy VSAT communications to enable voice-over IP, corporate networking, internet access, real-time monitoring and reporting, and crew infotainment services to the drilling units. San Marino RTV has signed a 3-year contract with Eutelsat enabling SMTV, its new satellite channel, and started pan-Italian and pan-European broadcasting on June 13th. San Marino's national broadcaster will optimise the reach of SMTV by broadcasting via Eutelsat's Hotbird video neighbourhood and the Eurobird 9A satellite. The 24-hour general entertainment channel will be available free-to-air to satellite TV homes and will also be carried in the Sky Italia and TVSat DTH platforms. The channel will be uplinked from the Sardinian teleport in Cagliari, owned and operated by Eutelsat's affiliate Skylogic.
And finally, scientists working with NASA's Dawn spacecraft have created a new video showing the giant asteroid Vesta as the spacecraft approaches this unexplored world in the main asteroid belt. The asteroid is 100 kilometres in diameter and the pictures were acquired at a distance of 481,000 kilometres. Dawn was launched in 2007 and will continue onwards to the asteroid Ceres, which is expected to reach in February 2015. The video loops 20 images obtained for navigation purposes on June 1 and show Vesta's jagged, irregular shape, hinting at the enormous crater known to exist at Vesta's south pole. Before orbiting Vesta on July 16, Dawn will gently slow down to about 75 miles per hour. NASA is expecting to release more images on a weekly basis, with more frequent images available once the spacecraft begins collecting science at Vesta. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.